Hello everyone. I am back from my San Francisco trip last week. I mentioned in my last video that I'm gonna upload some San Francisco trip vlog, but our trip was short and most of the days were raining there. We actually went for a wedding, though there's one day we went crabbing, and that definitely took the highlight of my week.
Yeah, it's a rock.
Nice. Oh!
So, thick claws right here, that black one, that means it's a rock crab.
Oh, yeah. No, there's no other claw. There's just one.
It
It's
fell out.
broken.
Yeah, they fight all the time.
Yeah.
And if you put them in a bucket, they'll
Nice.
like tear each other to pieces. They're
Oh,
yeah, the crabs are
wow.
mean. You want to hold it?
No. Good job. Let's go. Baby crabby.
Good job.
Nice. That's cute. Okay. Oh. Oh, that's big. Holy shit. Yay.
Oh my god.
Good job.
Nice.
7, yeah? Oh, 7.
Hi.
Oh, sweet one.
Wait a Wow, it has a lot of roe on it, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Look at that roll.
Yeah, the eggs are.
That's crazy.
These are too small to even keep.
Nice. I threw that.
Keep them alive. That one?
I threw that.
Yeah, I'll put it back in.
Bye.
Yay, another one.
Back to back to back.
Over here, man.
Nice. That's why I cast it right here.
Tide's coming in this way.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they like
chicken, I
chicken. We got home, didn't catch anything worth taking home, so we went to H Mart and got 3 big crabs. One, two, where's one? Oh, one's already in the pot. Crab is still on the menu. But yeah, she's just killing the crabs. Hella food. Oh, some leftovers and but Korean fried chicken. The sauce. Homemade mandu. It's a feast tonight. I really try to get 1 or 2 days in for fishing every time we go to West Coast, because I live in Toronto and we don't have ocean here. Every time we go for fishing, it's always lake fishing, and I just think ocean fishing is more fun in general. But yeah, I had a lot of fun that day, even though we didn't really catch anything worth keeping. But yeah, now I'm back, and the week before that, I actually did a cover-up, a dragon cover-up. And I've done a handful of cover-up within my 6 years of tattooing so far. Not too many, but it's enough that I'm pretty comfortable about it now. I always find it challenging because it's always different every time, but I really enjoy them, and I'm gonna talk about cover-ups. Instead of listing the questions that people usually ask me about cover-ups, I'm gonna talk through about 3 categories of cover-ups that I've done in the past. Let's start with the latest one I've done, which is this dragon. So in this category, these are the clients that didn't go through any laser removals, and they actually had some age on their old tattoo, so they are lighter and easier to cover. We did this in 3 sessions. We did the line art on the first session, and the second session we did the body, which is the darker part of the tattoo, and it covers most of the tattoo. We leave the head and hair lighter. I could have made it dark, but I don't think it would look good when all parts of the tattoo is just dark, there's no contrast, and there's no focal point or focus point of the design itself, which I wanted the head to pop out So some of you might say this is not really a cover-up because you still can see through the old tattoos through his head. And I think that comes down to the expectation of the client and artist. We usually talk through about this at the beginning on how much you want to cover up the tattoo. If client wants to cover like 100% of the tattoo, I would suggest them to go lighten up their tattoo by laser removal, or just wait until the tattoo gets lighter over the years. But people usually aren't comfortable with having the old tattoo. They want it covered because of, a lot of reasons. They don't find the tattoo suits them, or they don't find it beautiful anymore, or a lot of other things, right? So maybe for whatever reason, they don't really want to go through laser removal. Yeah, that really depends on what you and client wants. For this, my clients don't really mind about having their tattoo like 80 to 90% covered. So that's great. For this dragon tattoo, the last session was doing the head part. I think I lost the video, but yeah, I think I'm going to have him come back again and double check everything if the heels is fine, and I could always touch up and darken some areas that I want to be covered more. The next one, we have this sleeve. So my client came, she wanted to get her old tattoo covered by a sleeve. I think this would be like a 95% covered, even though she didn't really go through laser removal, but it's because of the tattoo is a lot darker and it's a lot bigger. It takes away the focus on the old tattoo. If you were to see her in real life, you don't really like look up to her arm and every inch and like, hey, I can see the old tattoo. So yeah, I think this is a very successful one. I still like this piece. We did this like 2022, I think. We have another one. This is the rib rose. This client, he came in, he had a really thick, bold script tattoo. I told him I could cover it. It's really difficult to cover this without going through laser removal, especially with rose. That was what he wanted. And I could put like more of the shadow area on top of the script to cover it, but I can't have all like a big blob on just like a line on the side of the rib cage because it won't look good. So he understood that and he was fine as long as most of it is gone. So yeah, that's what we did, and it heals nice. I like the tattoo, even though you can see his old one. It doesn't really like, show to your face too much, so that's fine. And lastly would be this skull sleeve. He was working on a sleeve, I believe. He did the wolf part on the top of the shoulder and some of the bottom part, and he didn't like it anymore. But I decided to do a black and gray opaque on this one just to make sure I have most of the old tattoo covered, because we ended up with a skull, and skull has like lighter parts, and I thought when you put the gray over the old tattoo, it'll help covering it up. And yeah, it took us many sessions to do the cover-up itself. With cover-ups, especially colors and opaque black and gray, you do usually need multiple sessions to get the ink in and make sure it covered up properly. You can see here, even though we did like 2-3 passes, we still kind of see a little bit of the old tattoo. It's normal because you can't really put lighter color on top of darker color because they're translucent. They're not gonna be as opaque as it can. So yeah, those are the cover-ups that I did on non-laser tattoos. Moving on, we have 3 tattoos that previously lasered. First would be the sleeve. So my client came with a lot of laser sessions done on him. This would make things a lot easier to work with. So if you can see, most of the old tattoos are gone. And I think with the 3 sessions on this, I just made sure to place where the shadow is on the darker part of the old tattoo so it covers it up. And this angel piece, my client came in, only had the top part, the fringes, the filigrees part lasered. He still wanted to leave the angel part, he still liked it, and I would just work around it, tighten up some shadings for him. Last but not least, this is actually one of my flash that my client took for the cover up. I can't remember how many laser sessions that he did, but he did a lot. It looks very ideal for tattoo cover up, but I don't think we ever finished this piece. Unfortunately, things happens and we just left it as that. Hopefully in the future he comes again to finish off the sleeve. We're moving on to some scar cover-ups. I'm pretty sure I've done more than this, but I can't really remember or had any photos or videos of them. The first one would be this thigh birthmarks. Now, birthmarks are usually easier to work with because it's just pretty much a discoloration of your skin. So there's no marks or like keloids on it. So I think this tattoo works really well to hide it. I have another client comes to get these 2 scar cover-ups, one on his arm. So the arm is a keloid, though it's not as prominent as the one on his chest. With keloids, you can mask things, but you can't really reduce the look of the bumpiness of the keloid. I just gotta make sure clients know about this. And then the second scar that he wanted to cover was his chest. So he has a big operation scar on his chest, and he wanted me to just black it out. He doesn't want to see it anymore, and so that's what we did with this design. So yeah, a little bit more about cover up that you might want to consider would be the sessions. Things might take more sessions comparison if you do the same design on blank skin, and this would come down to the cost of the cover up. They usually would cost more. I know a lot of tattoo artists don't like working on cover-ups, so they would upcharge them. That's one of the things that you have to keep in mind about it. Other than that, I just want to touch upon the designs of the tattoos that you can use to cover up your old tattoos. For the design work, I would normally tell client that you have to go bigger in order to cover up the tattoo. I'd say like 2 times or even 3 times as big. It really depends. Again, if you only have like a small script and you can like make it work with like smaller tattoos, that's great. But like for bigger pieces, as how I shown earlier, you have to go a lot bigger. Another thing is you might want to be more open-minded about your design before going to your artist, because not all design might work, and just talk through what are the options. I hope that covers everything that you might want to know about tattoo cover-up. Hope that helps with your decision making in the future. And thank you for watching. Till next time, bye.